My English learning story. Hey, everyone. My name is Jake. I am 26 years old. I am from Brazil. 5 months ago, my life was very different. I could not speak English well. I could not even say a full sentence. Even simple words like, "How are you?" were hard for me. I had to think for a long time before speaking. Sometimes my mind became blank. I felt confused. I felt lost. Today I can speak English. I can share my story with you. I can explain my journey clearly. And today I want to tell you something important. I learned English in just 5 months. I did not take expensive classes. I did not travel to an English-speaking country. I did not use useless methods. This is not only my story. This is your story too. If you feel stuck, if you feel frustrated, if you feel shy or embarrassed because of your English, I understand you, because I was exactly where you are now. Please keep listening. If you follow my journey step by step, you will understand how to improve your English too. Let me take you back to the beginning. The beginning. My journey did not start with motivation. It did not start with confidence. It started with failure. A big failure. A painful failure. A failure that changed my life. I always had a dream. I wanted to work for an international company. I wanted to work with people from different countries. I wanted a better life. My dream job was to become a software engineer. I wanted to work at a big tech company. I love coding. I was good at it. I enjoyed solving problems. Every day I worked hard. Every night I studied. Sometimes I slept very late. Sometimes I was tired. But I did not stop. After years of hard work, something amazing happened. I got my chance. I applied for a big company in the United States. I sent my resume. I sent my projects. I waited. One day I received an email. The recruiter wrote, "Congratulations. You are selected for an interview." I was very happy. I was excited. My heart was beating fast. I imagined my future. I imagined living in a new country. I imagined earning a good salary. I imagined working with smart people. I imagined a better life for my family. Everything felt possible. The interview day. Then the interview day came. I remember that day very clearly. I opened Zoom. 3 interviewers appeared on the screen. All of them were native English speakers. They started talking. And suddenly something strange happened. Their voices felt very fast. It felt like someone pressed fast forward. I could hear words, but I could not understand sentences. My heart started beating faster. My hands became cold. My mouth became dry. Then they asked the first question. "Jay, can you tell us about yourself and your experience in software development?" I panicked. I knew the answer in my head. I had practiced it many times, but the words did not come out. My mind went blank. I said, and then silence. That silence felt very long. It felt heavy. It felt painful. I tried to speak, but my English failed me. I felt embarrassed. I felt small. I felt useless. The interview continued, but I was already lost. I misunderstood questions. I gave short answers, sometimes wrong answers. I could see it in their faces. They were polite, but I knew the truth. I was not ready. When the interview ended, I closed my laptop. I sat on my bed, and I stared at the wall. A few days later, I got the email. We decided to move forward with another candidate. That email broke my heart. The lowest point. I felt angry. I felt sad. I felt disappointed. Not because I failed the interview, but because I failed myself. I had the skills. I had the knowledge, but I did not have English. My English stole my dream. That night, I asked myself a hard question. How many opportunities have I already lost because of English? That question scared me. I realized something very important. If I did not change, my life would stay the same. Talent is not enough. Hard work is not enough. Without communication, nothing moves forward. That night, I made a decision. I said to myself, I will fix this. I will learn English, no matter what. The big realization. At first, I did what many people do. I searched online. I watched many videos. I read many posts. and I became confused. Too many methods, too many rules, too many promises. Learn English in 7 days. Become fluent fast. Memorize 5,000 words. Nothing worked. Then I realized something simple. I learned Portuguese by listening. I learned Portuguese by speaking. I did not study grammar rules as a child. So why was I trying to learn English in a different way? That was my first big lesson. Language is not a subject. Language is a skill, and skills are built by practice. My first step, I started very small. I did not try to be perfect. I did not try to sound smart. I started by listening. Every day I listened to English. Simple English. Slow English. I listened while walking. I listened while eating. I listened before sleeping. At first I understood almost nothing, but I did not quit. I told myself, you do not need to understand everything. Just listen. After 2 weeks, something changed. I started recognizing words, then phrases, then simple sentences. My brain was learning quietly, speaking even when I was bad. The next step was speaking. This was scary. I spoke to myself. I spoke in front of a mirror. I described my day. I wake up. I eat breakfast. I work on my computer. Very simple. I made many mistakes, but I did not care. I learned an important rule. If you wait to be perfect, you will never start. How I started improving fast. After I started listening every day, I felt something new. Hope. My English was still bad, but I was not scared anymore. I stopped asking, how fast can I learn? I started asking, how can I practice today? This change was powerful. Daily English habit. I made a simple rule. English every day. No break. No excuse. Even 10 minutes was enough. But it had to be every day. Some days I was tired. Some days I was busy. But I still listened. I still spoke. Consistency changed everything. Stop translating. Before this, I translated everything in my head. English to Portuguese. Portuguese to English. This was killing my speed. So I stopped. I did not translate. I just listened. I tried to feel the meaning. At first it was hard. My brain wanted to translate, but I did not allow it. After some weeks, my brain started thinking in English. That moment felt magical. Simple content only. I made another rule. Only simple English. No difficult movies. No fast podcasts. No complex words. I watched kid stories, easy conversations, daily life videos. People think this is stupid, but this is smart. You must crawl before you walk. Repeating same content. I did not watch new videos every day. I repeated the same videos again and again and again. The first time I understood little. The second time more. The third time almost everything. Repetition built confidence. Speaking without shame. Now, let me be honest. I was scared to speak. Very scared. I was afraid people would laugh. I was afraid people would judge. Then I asked myself, who is paying my bills? Who is living my life? Not them. Me. So I spoke. I joined free online speaking groups. I talked to strangers. I made mistakes. Many mistakes. But guess what? No one laughed. No one cared. Everyone was learning. Making mistakes is required. This is very important. If you are not making mistakes, you are not learning. Mistakes mean progress. Every mistake showed me what to fix. I stopped feeling ashamed. I started feeling proud. Thinking in English. One day something strange happened. I woke up and my first thought was in English. Simple words. But English. That day I smiled. My brain was changing. Vocabulary the right way. I did not memorize long word lists. I did not use boring apps. I learned words from context. If I heard a word many times, I learned it naturally. I wrote sentences, not single words. This helped me remember faster. My daily routine. Let me share my real routine. Morning, I listened to easy English. While drinking coffee. Afternoon, I watched short videos, 10 to 15 minutes. Night, I spoke to myself. I reviewed what I heard. That is all. No stress. No pressure. Month 2 change. After 2 months, people noticed. My friend said, "Your English is better." I could answer simple questions. I could explain basic ideas. I was not fluent, but I was moving. That felt amazing. Confidence growth. Confidence does not come first. Confidence comes after action. The more I spoke, the more confident I became. Fear slowly disappeared. Failing again, but stronger. One day, I had another interview. This time a small company. I was nervous, but I spoke. Not perfect, but clear. I did not get the job, but I was proud. I did not freeze. I did not panic. I spoke. That was a win. The turning point. In month 3, everything became faster. Listening became easier. Speaking became smoother. I could joke. I could explain. I could ask questions. English was becoming natural. Talking every day. From that point, I talked every day. Even 5 minutes. I talked about my day, my plans, my dreams. Speaking daily is powerful. Stop chasing fluency. I stopped chasing fluency. I focused on communication. Fluency came by itself. Month 5 miracle. At 5 months, I look back. I was shocked. The same guy who could not say, "How are you?" was now telling his story. In English, I felt proud, not because I was perfect, but because I did not quit. My message to you, if you are watching this and you feel stuck, listen to me. You are not stupid. You are not bad at English. You just need the right method and daily practice. Final truth. English changed my life, not because of grammar, but because of confidence. If I can do it, you can do it. Believe that. The exact method I used. Now I want to be very clear. This part is important. I will explain exactly what I did, so you can do the same. No secrets. No magic. Only simple actions. Step 1. Change your mindset. Before learning English, you must fix your thinking. Stop saying, "My English is bad. I am too old. I cannot learn." These thoughts are lies. Your brain can learn. At any age. I was 26, and I learned. So can you. Step 2. Accept being bad. This step is hard, but necessary. You must accept. You will sound bad at first, and that is okay. Babies sound bad, but they learn. You are not different. Step 3. Listening is priority. Listening comes before speaking. Every day listen to English. Easy English. Slow English. Do not jump to fast content. If you cannot understand, do not quit. Understanding comes with time. Step 4. Shadowing method. This helped me a lot. Listen to one sentence. Pause. Repeat. Copy the sound. Copy the rhythm. Do not worry about mistakes. This trains your mouth and your ears. Step 5. Speak from day 1. Do not wait. Speak alone. Speak in the mirror. Speak to strangers. Speaking builds confidence. Silence builds fear. Step 6. Think simple. Do not use big words. Simple words are powerful. Native speakers use simple words. Communication is the goal, not perfection. Step 7. Daily speaking questions. Every day answer simple questions. Who am I? What did I do today? What will I do tomorrow? This trains your brain. Step 8. Fix pronunciation slowly. Do not try to fix everything. Fix one sound at a time. Listen. Repeat. Record your voice. You will improve. Step 9. Stop grammar obsession. Grammar is important, but later. First speak, then fix grammar. Children speak wrong grammar, but they communicate. You can too. Step 10. Use English in real life. Change your phone to English. Write notes in English. Think in English. Make English part of your life. Common mistakes to avoid. Do not compare yourself to others. Do not quit after 2 weeks. Do not chase perfect accent. Do not study all day. Do not skip speaking. My weekly plan. Let me share my weekly plan. Monday to Friday. Listening every day. Speaking every day. Weekend. Review. Repeat. Relax. No pressure. When you feel stuck, you will feel stuck. That is normal. Progress is not straight. Keep going. My biggest lesson. The biggest lesson I learned. You do not need motivation. You need discipline. Motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. Message from my heart. If you are struggling, I understand you. I was you. I failed interviews. I felt embarrassed. I felt small, but I did not stop. And because of that, my life changed. Final promise. If you practice daily, if you stay patient, if you stop quitting, you will speak English. This is not hope. This is truth. The 30-day English challenge. Now I will give you a plan. A simple plan. A real plan. If you follow this, your English will improve. Day 1 to day 7. Build the base. Every day listen to easy English. 10 to 20 minutes. Do not rush. Do not skip. After listening, repeat some sentences. Speak slowly. Speak clearly. At night, say what you did today. In simple English. Day 8 to day 14. Start speaking more. Keep listening every day. Now speak more. Talk to yourself. Describe your room. Describe your job. Record your voice. Listen. Improve. Day 15 to day 21. Real conversation. This part is scary, but powerful. Join free speaking groups. Talk to real people. Make mistakes. Smile. Keep talking. Confidence will grow. Day 22 to day 30. Think in English. Stop translating. Think in English. Talk in your head. About your day. Use English everywhere. Daily rules. English every day. No 0 days. Small progress. Every day. When you feel tired. Some days you will feel tired. Do something small. 5 minutes is enough. Do not stop. The truth about fluency. Fluency is not magic. Fluency is habit. Speak daily. Listen daily. That is it. My final story. 5 months ago, I could not speak. Today I am speaking to you. With confidence. I am not special. I just did not quit. This is your moment. If you are listening now, this is your sign. Start today, not tomorrow. 1 sentence. 1 minute. 1 step. Final message. Your English does not define your intelligence. Your accent does not define your value. Your courage defines you. Remember this. You are capable. You are learning. You are improving, even if you cannot see it yet. How English changed my life completely. I want to be honest now. Learning English did not only give me words. It gave me a new life. Before English, my world was small. After English, my world became big. Before English, before I learned English, I stayed quiet. I avoided meetings. I avoided calls. I avoided opportunities. Not because I was weak, but because I was afraid. Afraid of speaking. Afraid of mistakes. Afraid of judgment. Fear controlled my life. The silent pain. Many people do not understand this pain. You know what you want to say, but you cannot say it. You feel trapped, like a prisoner inside your own mind. You smile outside, but inside you feel broken. That was me, the moment I realized the truth. One night, I was alone. I was thinking. I asked myself, what if I never learn English? What if 5 years pass, and I am still the same? That thought scared me, more than failure, more than mistakes. Fear of staying the same is the worst fear. I chose pain with purpose. Learning English was painful. Making mistakes was painful. Sounding stupid was painful. But that pain had purpose. Staying silent. That pain had no future. So I chose pain with growth. Small wins matter. The first time I understood a full sentence, I smiled. The first time I spoke without stopping. I smiled. The first time someone understood me. I smiled. These small wins gave me strength. People started treating me differently. Something strange happened. People listened to me more. People respected me more. Not because my English was perfect, but because I spoke. Confidence changes how people see you. English is a key. English is not just a language. English is a key. It opens doors to jobs, to travel, to friendships, to knowledge. Without the key, the door stays closed. My second big interview. After months of practice, I applied again. This time I was calm. The interviewer asked, "Tell me about yourself." And I spoke. Not fast, not perfect, but clear. I controlled the conversation. I did not freeze. That was the biggest win. I did not freeze. I did not panic. I was present. No matter the result, I already won. The result, a few days later, I got an email. "We are happy to move forward." I read it again, and again, tears came to my eyes. Not because of the job, but because of the journey. Why most people fail? Most people fail at English, not because they are stupid. They fail because they quit too early. They want fast results. They want perfection. But language is slow. Language needs patience. Consistency is everything. 10 minutes every day is better than 2 hours once a week. Your brain loves routine. Make English normal, not special. Stop waiting for confidence. Confidence does not come first. Action comes first. Speak scared. Speak wrong. Confidence will follow. Your accent is not a problem. Let me say this clearly. Your accent is not a problem. Your silence is. The world understands effort, not perfection. English and identity. When I spoke English, I felt like a new person. Stronger, braver, more open. Language shapes identity. You do not need talent. I was not talented. I was disciplined. That is enough. The day I spoke without thinking. One normal day, I noticed something. I was speaking without translating. Words came naturally. That moment was priceless. English became part of me. English was no longer a subject. It was a habit, like brushing teeth, like walking. My message to you, if you are reading this message is for you. You are not late. You are not weak. You are just untrained. And training fixes everything. Do not copy me. Do not copy my speed. Copy my consistency. Your journey is yours. 1 year from now, imagine yourself 1 year from now, speaking freely, understanding clearly. That future starts today. Stop overthinking. Thinking does not improve English. Speaking does. Listening does. Doing does. You will feel stupid. Yes, you will. And that is normal. Every learner feels stupid. The brave continue. The rest quit. Be proud of your effort. Every sentence you try matters. Every mistake you make matters. I am not special. Please understand this. I am not special. I am normal. If I can learn, you can learn. My final truth. English did not change my life. My decision changed my life. English was the tool. This is your turn. Now it is your turn. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. One word. One sentence. Start. Final words. You do not need permission. You do not need approval. You need action. People think learning English is about words. It is not. It is about your mind. The biggest enemy is not grammar, is not pronunciation. The biggest enemy is doubt. The voice in your head. There's a voice inside your head. It says, "You sound stupid. People will laugh. You are too slow." That voice is not truth. That voice is fear. Fear lies. I heard that voice too. Every day, that voice talked to me. Before speaking, it shouted, "Do not speak. Stay quiet. You will fail." I listened to it for years, and my life stayed small. The day I fought back, One day, I answered that voice. I said, I will speak anyway. I will fail anyway. I will look stupid anyway. But I will move forward. That day, something changed. Courage is not confidence. Let me tell you something important. Courage comes before confidence. Confidence is a result, not the start. People wait for confidence. That is why they never start. Every word is a victory. When you say one sentence, you win. When you ask one question, you win. When you try, you win. Success is built from small wins. Why silence is dangerous. Silence feels safe, but silence kills dreams. Every time you stay silent, fear grows. Every time you speak, fear shrinks. The pain of regret. Fear hurts, but regret hurts more. Regret lasts years. Mistakes last seconds. Choose wisely. My daily struggle. Even after improvement, I still struggled. Some days I forgot words. Some days I felt slow. But I did not stop. Stopping is death. In language learning, you will have bad days. Let me be real. You will have bad days. Days when nothing works. Days when you feel stupid. Those days are normal. Do not quit on bad days. Language is identity. When you speak a new language, you become a new version of yourself. Stronger, more open, more confident. This scares your old self. But growth always feels scary. I lost friends. Some friends laughed. Some friends doubted. They said, "Why are you trying so hard?" I kept going. Now they ask, "How did you do it?" Loneliness of growth. Growth is lonely, while others relax. You practice, while others scroll. You speak, but later, you live a different life. No one sees the work. People see results, not effort. They say, "You are lucky," but they did not see the nights, the fear, the struggle. Discipline over motivation. Motivation is emotional. Discipline is loyal. Discipline shows up even when motivation sleeps. I spoke even when tired. Some nights, I wanted to quit. I spoke anyway. 5 minutes. One sentence. That was enough. The compound effect. Small effort. Every day becomes massive change. This is how English grows. Stop seeking permission. You do not need permission to speak. You do not need approval to learn. Your life, your rules. The truth about fluent people. Fluent people were once beginners. They were bad before they were good. Never forget that. You are not behind. You are exactly where you should be. The only mistake is stopping. This is only the beginning. If you reach this point, you are strong, but the journey continues and it gets better. Yes, I am on software. I do coding on many projects. Good. I am very good. They looked at me to silence. Felt like a knife in my stomach. They asked another question, but I could not answer that either and one of them smiled and said, "All right, Jake, thank you for your time." I knew what that meant. I had failed. I did not get the job, not because I was not good enough in my field, but because I could not speak English. That day, I understood the power of English. It was not just a language. It was the key to my dream. And right now, I did not have that key. I felt ashamed, embarrassed, angry at myself for years. I told myself, I don't need English. I'll just be good at my job, and that'll be enough. But now I saw the truth. Without English, I was invisible. That night, I made a decision. I would learn English, and I would learn it fast. Most people, when they start learning English, they do one thing first. They pay for expensive courses, but I did not do that. Why? Because I had already tried them before, and they did not work. A year ago, I paid for an online English class. A teacher made me memorize vocabulary lists, do grammar exercises, and study boring rules. But after 3 months, when I tried to have a conversation, I still could not speak. So I knew that expensive classes were not the answer. If I wanted to learn English fast, I needed something different. I needed a system that worked in real life. And that's when I started my 5-month method, which I will share with you now. Step by step. Part 1, the first 15 days. The biggest mistake that beginners make is that They think they need more words. I thought the same. I thought if I learn 1,000 words, I will speak fluently. But the truth is I already knew hundreds of words, yet I still could not speak. So for the first 15 days, I did not study any new words. Instead, I did something much more powerful. I started learning how to use the words I already knew. Here's exactly what I did. One, I made a survival sentence list. I sat down and thought, what do I actually need to say every day? I wrote 50 simple sentences that I needed in real life. For example, hi, how are you? Can you repeat? That I don't understand. I'm learning English. I need a coffee, please. Every morning I read these 50 sentences out loud. Not once, not twice, 10 times. At first, my tongue felt slow. But after 5 days, these sentences became automatic too. I started speaking to myself in English every single day. This is one of the most powerful things I did. Whenever I was alone, I spoke English to myself. For example, when I was in the shower, I said, I am taking a shower. The water is hot. I feel relaxed. When I made breakfast, I said, I am making eggs. I like eggs. They're easy to cook. At first, I felt stupid, but then I realized this was my private classroom. No one could hear me. No one could judge me. And in just 1 week, my brain started thinking in English 3. I practiced 5 sentences a day. But with a twist, every day I chose 5 sentences from movies or real conversations. But I did not just read them. I copied them exactly. I repeated them 10 times, but with the same emotion, speed, and pronunciation as a native speaker. This helped me fix my accent and sound natural. By the end of the first 15 days, something changed. I stopped translating in my head. I could say basic sentences without thinking. I felt more confident. But this was just the beginning, because after 15 days, I started the real practice. Part 2, the real practice begins after 15 days of fixing my biggest mistake. I was finally ready to take the next step. I could say basic sentences without thinking, and I felt more confident, but I knew this was not enough. I did not want to just say short sentences. I wanted to have real conversations. I wanted to understand native speakers without translating in my head. I wanted to speak fluently. So I created a new plan. This plan would change everything. If you follow it, you will improve faster than you ever thought possible. I realized something important. When I tried to speak English, my brain was slow. I knew words, but I could not put them together quickly. I needed a way to make speaking feel natural. I started using a method that I now call the question-answer method. This method is simple but powerful. Here's how it works. 1, I asked myself a simple question in English. 2, I answered it immediately without thinking too much. 3, I repeated the process with different answers. For example, I started with an easy question. What did you do today? At first, my answer was short. I worked, but I forced myself to say more. I worked on my project. I worked on my project for 3 hours. I worked on my project for 3 hours. Then I took a break. I worked on my project for 3 hours. Then I took a break and had some coffee. Every time I answered, I added more details. This trained my brain to think in English and speak without hesitation. Another example question, what did you eat for breakfast? First answer, I ate eggs, and I ate eggs and toast. I ate eggs, toast, and a banana. I ate eggs, toast, and a banana because I was really hungry. I ate eggs, toast, and a banana because I was really hungry, and I love eating a big breakfast. I did this every single day for at least 30 minutes. My speaking speed improved dramatically. My sentences became longer, and I stopped translating in my head. One of my biggest problems was pronunciation. Even when I spoke English, I still sounded like a foreigner. Native speakers understood me, but my accent was strong. So I used the echo technique. This is the best way to improve pronunciation. Without a teacher, here's how it works. 1, I listen to a native speaker from movies, YouTube, or podcast. 2, I pause the audio after each sentence. 3, I repeated the sentence exactly the same way, same speed, same tone, same emotion. For example, I took a short clip from a movie. The character said, I don't know what you're talking about. I paused and repeated, I don't know what you're talking about. At first, it felt difficult, but after repeating 10 times, my voice started to sound similar to the native speaker. Another example from a podcast. It was a beautiful day, so I decided to go for a walk. I paused and repeated, it was a beautiful day, so I decided to go for a walk. I did this every day for 30 minutes. After 1 month, my pronunciation improved so much that even native speakers started saying, "Wow, your English sounds really natural." I knew that vocabulary was important, but I also knew that memorizing word lists does not work. So I needed a better method. I used the story method here. How it works: 1, I took 5 new words every day. 2, I created a short story using all 5 words. 3, I read the story out loud 10 times. 4, I used the words in my real conversations example. New words: excited, invitation, party, arrive, surprise. My story: I was very excited because I received an invitation to a big party. When I arrived at the party, I got a huge surprise. It was my birthday. Party: I did this every day. After 3 months, I had learned over 1,000 new words without memorizing. One of the biggest problems learners have is that they think in their native language first, then translate into English. This makes speaking slow and unnatural. So I train my brain to think. In English, here's how: when I described everything around me in English example, when I walked outside, I said in my mind, "The sky is blue, the weather is hot, I see people walking, that man is wearing a red shirt." 2, I asked myself questions and answered in English example. What am I doing right now? I am sitting in a chair drinking coffee and writing in my notebook. 3, I wrote my daily journal. In English every night, I wrote about my day in English. At first, I wrote simple sentences, but after 1 month, my writing became more natural. After a few weeks, I noticed something amazing. I was no longer translating English. Words came naturally into my mind. One of the things I did was simple but powerful. I made a rule: every day I had to speak English for at least 2 hours. No excuses. If I had no one to talk to, I talked to myself. If I didn't have time, I spoke while doing daily activities: cooking, cleaning, walking. If I felt lazy, I reminded myself English is my future. I cannot quit. Part 3, my final breakthrough. Now that I had built the habit of listening and repeating, I wanted to push myself further, but I also realized something very important: just listening and speaking wouldn't be enough. If I didn't understand the grammar and structure of English properly, I didn't want to make mistakes that could confuse people, and I definitely wanted to sound more natural. I started observing the way native speakers structured their sentences. Every time I heard a sentence, I didn't just repeat it. I asked myself, why is this sentence structured like this? For example, I heard people say, "I have been learning English for 5 months." But in school, I had learned I am learning English for 5 months. That was my first big realization. The English we learn in school is often different from the English people actually speak. So I started researching the differences. I learned about tenses in real life. Use: when do people use the present perfect tense? Why do they say "I've been learning" instead of "I am learning"? I found that small details like these made a huge difference in sounding natural. I wrote down common sentence structures and tried using them in my daily practice. One of my biggest challenges was prepositions on the bus, but in the car, why at night, but in the morning, why. I kept a small notebook and wrote down confusing prepositions with examples whenever I had doubts. I searched for answers online or listened to how native speakers use them to take it further. I started writing a daily diary in English every night. I wrote about my day at first. My writing was very simple today. I went to work. I was tired. I ate pizza. It was good, but I wanted to improve. So I asked myself, how do native speakers write? I read blogs, books, and news articles, and I noticed how they structured their sentences. Then I tried to copy that style in my diary. One thing that really accelerated my learning was shadowing. I found videos of native speakers put on headphones and repeated every word immediately after them, matching their speed and pronunciation. I did this for at least 20 minutes a day. In just a few weeks, my pronunciation improved dramatically. Another trick that helped me was watching English movies with subtitles, but instead of just watching passively, I paused after every sentence and repeated it. I focused on pronunciation, tone, and rhythm. Slowly, my English started sounding more natural. At this stage, I realized something crucial. English is not just about words and grammar. It's also about confidence. Many people know English, but are too scared to speak. I made a decision. I would not be afraid of making mistakes. I started speaking to people in English. Whenever I got the chance at work, at the store, with friends, I spoke. Even when I was unsure and I noticed something surprising, people understood me even if I made From learning English to leading my life, this part is different. This is not only about English. This is about life, growth, and becoming unstoppable. The day I realized I was changed, one day I woke up and something felt different. Not my English, not my accent, my thinking. I felt calm. I felt confident. I was no longer scared to speak. I was no longer scared to try. English had changed who I was. English gave me a voice. Before English, I stayed silent. In meetings, in interviews, in discussions. Now, I speak. I share ideas. I ask questions. I disagree politely. People listen. That feeling is powerful. Confidence spreads everywhere. When you win in one area, you win in others. English made me confident. Confidence made me brave. I started taking risks. In work, in life, I stopped hiding. People started noticing. Something strange happened. People respected me more. People trusted me more. Not because I was smarter, but because I communicated. Communication creates authority. I became a leader. I was not a leader before. I followed. I waited. Now, I lead. I explain ideas. I guide others. I help beginners. English gave me leadership. From student to teacher, people started asking me, how did you learn? How did you improve? How did you change? I shared my story. Teaching made me stronger. Failure no longer scared me. Before, failure destroyed me. Now, failure teaches me. English taught me this. You fail, you learn, you improve. That mindset changed everything. I stopped seeking approval. I no longer wait for validation. I do not wait for perfect words. I speak. I act. Approval is optional. Growth is mandatory. Discipline became my identity. I am not talented. I am disciplined. That is enough. English trained my discipline. I respect myself now. This is important. Learning English made me respect myself because I kept promises to myself. Self-respect is power. Your turn to change. If you are reading this, this is your moment. You are not late. You are not broken. You are becoming. This is only the start. English is the beginning, not the end. It opens doors, but you must walk through the identity shift. Learning English did not just change my skills. It changed my identity. Before, I saw myself as weak. Now, I see myself as capable. Who you think you are matters. Your results come from who you believe you are. I believed I was bad at English, so I acted like it. When I changed that belief, my actions changed. I stopped calling myself bad. Words are powerful. I stopped saying, my English is bad. I started saying, my English is improving. That small change changed my behavior. Action creates identity. I spoke every day, so I became someone who speaks. I listened every day, so I became someone who understands. You become what you repeatedly do. Fear lost its power. Fear used to control me. Now, fear is just noise. Fear still exists, but it does not decide. I decide. I accepted imperfection. Perfection is a trap. I stopped chasing it. Progress is better than perfect. Your brain adapts. Your brain is smart. If you use English daily, your brain adapts. If you avoid English, your brain forgets. Use it or lose it. I became comfortable with discomfort. Growth feels uncomfortable. I learned to stay there. That skill changed my life. Confidence is a muscle. Confidence grows. When you use it, I use it daily. Now it is strong. No one is watching you. People think everyone is watching. They are not. They are busy with their own lives. Speak freely. You earn respect by trying. People respect effort, not perfection. Trying is brave. I stopped hiding. I stopped hiding my accent, my mistakes, my pauses. I own them. Ownership is power. Language connects souls. English gave me connections, friends, mentors, opportunities. Language connects people. I felt seen. Before, I felt invisible. Now, I feel seen. That feeling is priceless. You deserve to be heard. Your ideas matter. Your voice matters. Do not hide them. This journey is personal. Your journey will be different. Do not compare. Comparison kills progress. Every day counts. One day feels small. Many days. Change your life. I trust myself now. Trust in yourself is freedom. English helped me build that.